operations that involve it. And I would like also to give credits to the owner of this worksheet, of course. Now we do have here multiplication and division. Now suppose you are asked to multiply 3.2 times 10 raised to 5 and 2 times 10 raised to 2. All you have to do is to first identify your numerical factor. In this case, that's going to be 3.2 and 2. So multiply each other and you will have 6.4. Now, if you do remember about product property rule of exponent, if you are supposed to multiply exponential numbers with the same base as my dear, all you have to do is to copy the base, which happens to be 10 in this case, and then add the exponent. So 5 plus 2 equals 7. So that's how we get 6.4 times 10 raised to 7. All right. Now, on the other hand, right here, we can see that scientific numbers are being divided together. So 1.2 times 10 raised to 6 divided by 4 times 10 raised to 4. So just like in multiplication, my dear, all you have to do is to identify your numerical factor first, which are 1.2 and 4 in this case, and divide them. So 1.2 divided by 4 will give you 0. 0.3. Now, if you still remember about the quotient property rule, this is just the exact opposite of the product property rule. So if you are about to divide exponential numbers with the same bases, all you have to do is to copy the base, which happens to be 10 in this case, okay, and you minus 6 minus 4, the exponent right here. Okay, now remember that we had 0.3 times 10 raised to 6 minus 4. Okay, and when we talk about scientific notation, this should follow the format m times 10 raised to n, wherein m is any number which is greater than or equal to 1 but is less than 10. If you can see it right here, 0.3 does not conform to that particular criteria. So we'll try to make zero point 0.3 as the appropriate value for m. So in that case, we should just be moving its decimal point one times to the right to make it 3, right? So since we have moved it once, we should be subtracting 1 from our exponent. Okay, so zero point 0.3 here becomes 3, and then 10 raised to 2, because 6 minus 4 is 2, so 10 raised to 2 right here should be subtracted by 1, making it 10 raised to 1. So here's how we do it. You might be asking, Miss, why are we subtracting 1 from the exponent though? Okay, we subtracted 1 from the exponent, my dear, because if you do remember, we have moved this decimal point of the zero point 0.3 to the right. Okay, Lyrid, I hope you could still recall this one right here. I've actually had mentioned this one in our previous video. So if you're going to move the exponent to the right, okay, this one here, you're supposed to decrease it. So from having 2, okay, you decrease it 1, so that becomes 10 raised to 1 now. Okay, and the answer is this one, 3 times 10 raised to 1, or simply 3 times 10. Okay, so let's go ahead to number 1 here. Okay, and apply the things that we have just talked about. 2 times 1 times 10 raised to 4 times 4 times 10 raised to 5. Okay, so first things first, identify your numerical factor and multiply it. Okay, so 2.1 times 4 would give us 8.4. Mhm. Now times 10. Look at the bases, my dear. That's just 10. And then you just have to simply add the exponent. 4 plus 5, that's 9. This is your final answer. What about for number 5? We do have here 8.1 times 10 raised to 4 divided by 9 times 10 raised to 5. Okay, so numerical factor first. 8.1 divided by 9, that's going to give us 9 or 0.9 times, look at the exponential numbers. So they're supposed to be subtracted, right? So 10 raised to 4 divided by 10 raised to 5. So you copy the 10 and you minus the exponent. So 4 minus 5 gives us negative 1. Now, in this case here, as we can see, zero point 0.9 does not conform the rule, okay, the criteria for m. So it has to be greater than or equal to 1, but is less than 10. And in order for us to do that, we would just have to simply move the decimal point once to the right, making it 9. So again, since we have moved it once, look at the lyrid here, going to the right, will decrease our exponent. So this 10 raised to negative 1 right here will become 10 raised to negative 2. Remember, my dear students, negative 2 is less than negative 1. Okay, so this should be the answer. All right, anyway, for number 2, we have 5.8 times 10 raised to negative 1 times 6.2 times 10 raised to negative 2. So look at your numerical factors and go ahead and multiply them. So 5.8 times 6.2, that's going to give us 35.96 times 10. Look at your exponents. You are supposed to add the 2. So negative 1 plus negative 2 will give us negative 3. Now, look at your m value, okay? The numerical factor. Does it conform the criteria for an m value? Okay, m value should be less than 10. In that case, we should be moving our decimal point once to the left, okay, making it 3.596. And since we have moved it to the left, my dear, instead of having negative 3, okay, Li. Okay, so Li, moving to the left will increase our exponent. So this will become negative 2 now. So this should be the answer. Please take note, my dear, that negative 2 is larger than negative 3. Okay, so we'll increase like this. Number 6, 8.9 times 10 raised to 2 times 1.6 times 10 raised to 2. Okay, numerical factors, my dear students, so we'll have to multiply 8.9 times 1.6. That's gonna give us 14.24. Okay, times 10 raised to, look at the exponents, add them. So 4. Okay, now 14.24 right here is greater than 10. And what we are supposed to do is to move the decimal point in such a way that it will give us the correct value for m. So in this case, we will move it once to the left, making it 1.424 times 10 raised to, okay, again, since we have moved it to the left, we should increase our exponent, Li, all right? So 4 right here, it's going to become 5. So this should be the answer. We have here 1.6 times 10 raised to 8 divided by 2 times 10 raised to 6. You divide them. So 1.6 divided by 2 gives us zero point 0.8. Mhm. Times, look at the exponents or the exponential numbers. We do have the same base, so we'll have to put it here. And then minus the exponent. So 8 minus 6, that gives us 2. Now, people, look at your numerical factor. Zero point 0.8 does not even, is not even between 1 and 10. So what you have to do is to move the decimal point. So we'll move it to the right, okay, making it 8 times 10 raised to, okay, moving it to the right, my dear, would decrease our exponent. So from having 2, this now becomes 1. So this is also good as 8 times 10. Okay. Number 7, the last item that we have would be 3.2 times 10 raised to negative 2 divided by 1.6 times 10 raised to negative 5. So 3.2 divided by 1.6. Those are numerical factors. Okay, so once dividing them, we would have 2 as our quotient times 10 raised to. So if you could still remember, my dear students, we have here negative 2 minus negative 5 as our exponents, right? So the rule is for us to copy the minuend, so that's the first number, negative 2, and then proceed to plus, that's addition, and then get additive inverse of negative 5, opposite. So that's positive 5. So it now becomes negative 2 plus 5, which will give us positive 3. So then the exponent should be positive 3. Okay. So I hope you had some. Oh, we still have some more here. Okay. Let's just continue this one though. All right. So number four, 9 times 10 raised to 5 times 1.4 times 10 raised to 8. So again, focus on your numerical factors. So 9 times 1.4. Let me just look for it then. And that's going to give us 12.6. Okay, times 10 raised to, you add the exponent. So 5 plus 8, that's going to give us 13. 12.6, my dear, does not conform the criteria of M. So we have to make this one smaller. So we'll then have to move this decimal point to the left one time, making it 1.26. Okay, times 10 raised to, remember we have moved it to the left. So Li. So moving it will increase our exponent. So instead of having 13, that would now become 14. Okay, and lastly, we do have here 3.5 times 10 raised to 8 divided by 0 0.5 times 10 raised to 6. So numerical factor here. So 3.5 divided by 0 0.5 will be 7 times 10 raised to, okay, 8 minus 6 equals 2. So this will be the final answer. Now let's try to check whether we got it right or what. Okay, hold on. I'm just going to highlight it blue. hmm So 8.4, yeah, this is correct. Next one, 9 times 10 raised to, yeah, this also is correct. 3 point, okay. Next one, 1.424 times, okay. This one is alright. This one is very good. Good job. And last one. All right, there you go then. So I hope you understood our lesson for today, my dear. And if you do have any questions, though, please feel free to connect with me. Okay, so this is going to be again operations with scientific notation, specifically multiplication and division. Okay, and that's going to be it then. Have a great day.